Here's my question. If you're going to fry pickles, but you're not going to use the cornflakes to fry the pickles, then why are you wasting your time? Because the sweetness and the vinegariness together, just as a combination, makes it all make sense. Without that, none of it actually makes sense. So I'm Supersolid. You're watching or listening to For the Proletariat podcast. This is the 6th episode. Get money.
For the proletariat. For the proletariat. For the proletariat. For the proletariat.
When I said get money, I didn't mean actually get money. I want you to unalive Bill. What I mean, kill money is what I'm saying to you. I'm saying unalive money. Unalive Bill. We are in end-stage capitalism, and so you might have noticed just a thematic shift in the things that I'm doing here, and what that means is things look a little different. Where did the rhino go? Where's Ralph? I don't know. I've replaced Ralph with zombie presidents and a general post-apocalyptic theme because nothing makes sense anymore. Listen, I want to get right into it. A lot of you complain that I don't watch the videos that you sent me. So I think what we should do is start watching the videos that you've sent me. So let's do that now. Let's see. I've compiled a list here. We got a red panda, just red panda core. It's a red panda drinking milk, a red panda being swung around. It hit another one on the head, a red panda giving a high five, bouncing as he walks. This is very cute. This is all extra. Trying to pull somebody's shoe off, just being a general dick about that person wearing a shoe, whatever. Balancing on two back. Ooh, an apple. I would balance on two legs if someone offered me an apple. Climbing a ladder. So they just wanted me to see some cute shit. Listen, to this I say, hey, red panda, get your cute ass over here. A red panda in the wild is probably something like a honey badger. We probably have no business being around red panda. But these in the zoo, let's fucking come here, you adorable ass fucking panda.
I'm almost done.
Somebody sent me this one here. It's a lady in bed. She has a bonnet on. She's going to be talking. Let's figure out what's going on.
Video from a couple of years ago of that black man whose mama had cancer, and the hospital called him and said, hey, these are her last few minutes on earth. If y'all trying to say goodbye, you need to come now. So him and his family raced to the hospital, and the police pulled him over because he ran a red light. Now, he said he stopped at the red light and made sure no traffic was coming before he ran it, because this is an emergency. And he had his emergency lights on, which is protocol when you have an emergency. But so he's pulled over in the parking lot of the hospital, and the police will not let him go up. And the man is telling him his mama is about to die. He wants to go say goodbye. The police won't let him. He's like, give me your insurance. Give me your license. Give me your da-da-da. He keeps this man out there for 20 minutes. And it's nurses coming out there, security guards coming out there telling him, please let him go so he can go say goodbye to his mother. He needs to go say goodbye. Hell, even one of his co-workers, another police officer, was like, hey, they said that she's about to pass. You need to let him go. He was like, I'm almost done. Are you crazy? So the man's mama ended up passing, and he did not get to say goodbye. And I think about him quite often. Ryan Moat.
So to summarize, this lady is detailing a man on the way to go see his mother who is about to reach the end of her life. And because he was held up by police, despite the calls of several people saying, hey, don't let him go see his dying mother, he missed his mother. He could not tell his mother goodbye before she left this earth. Come on, Slim. And then y'all be mad when we say a cab, but to this dude, a traffic stop was more important than somebody saying they dying mother. Some of y'all don't deserve authority. Y'all don't understand a cab. Jesus Christ. Why would you send me that? It's like, yo, let me get solid, good and depressed. You today. All right, let's see what we got going on off here. We got Elon Musk. We got Lil Xenon. I don't know what the boy name is. Pythagorean theorem. Little a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I don't know.
This is X.
They in the Oval Office. Okay, name is X.
And he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
Donald Trump tells Elon Musk's son that he's got a high IQ. Let's See how this pans out. No, they wouldn't post this video if it turned out well. So,
is to restore democracy.
what did he say?
Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to.
Wait, hold on. What did he say?
Well, if you don't have a feedback, is to restore democracy.
You're not the president. You need to go. Oh, he knows. He. Who has been telling the secrets to the little boy? Who told you? Daddy's about to go be the real president. I need you to be respectful to the fake president, right? Jesus Christ.
Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to. It's all right.
Keep him under control.
From one year to the next are the same?
Wait, he told Donald Trump to shut his mouth? Come on, Slim. Come on, Slim. Come on. This is a combination of two things here. One, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Kids that age are just dicks. Like they're the worst human beings on the face of the planet. Like this age, that's why you should really be offended when somebody tells you that you're acting like a child. That's offensive. Because toddlers, all the way up until about 4 or 5 years old. Okay, I don't know how old X is, little Xena, but just the biggest assholes, right? So there's that, and he's probably been privy to some discussions about what's going on here and doesn't understand much, right? But he definitely understands. He definitely feels like he can talk to the president of the United States any kind of way he wants. So I'm not even going to finish that video. That is unhinged. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh my God. Okay, so listen, hold on now. So we have a lady loading up just a metric ton, just a shitload of hot Cheetos into the back of some sort of crossover vehicle. Listen, these are my type of people. Okay, I don't need an explanation. I don't think there is an explanation. There's another cart. Okay, so let me count these carts real quick. Let me count how many carts there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carts. 5 carts of hot Cheetos. Family-sized bags of hot Cheetos. I don't need an explanation for what they're doing with them hot Cheetos. I don't need any further examination. I don't need to know shit else. I don't need to know anything else about that. Listen, whatever they're doing, it's good. Whatever they're doing, even if they gave that unhealthy ass snack to the homeless, which is the hot Cheetos, probably the last thing a bunch of old homeless people. Why old? That's my bias. My bad. A bunch of homeless people, it's the last thing they need is a bunch of hot Cheetos. I don't care if that's what they're doing. I don't care if they're building some sort of mass Cheeto of destruction. I don't care if they're going to form a mattress. If they just boil them down, harden them, and then craft some sort of boat. I don't care. They're my type of people. I want to be involved with whatever it is they're doing because they're cool folks. All right? They're just the bee's knees. All right? Real quick, let's do a little ad break here. Listen, the best way to support the podcast is to subscribe to the Patreon. I have a goal of 100 subscribers to the Patreon. It's only $5 to be a paid member. You get access to unfiltered content, exclusive content, my lives on TikTok. If you're here, it's probably because you have seen me live on TikTok and you like the work that I do. If you want to relive those, if you want to study them, if you want to tell your children that I was actually Moses, that's fine. You can find it on the Patreon. Another thing you can do to support the podcast is you can visit my merch store. You can visit 4tpbysolid.com. And you can hook yourself up with a hoodie. I don't care what it is you buy off of there. I'm size inclusive. I'm gender inclusive. We got stuff for all of y'all. So y'all better go and get you one of these. Go and get you one of these. And go get you one of these. I got a new line of shirts out. New line of tops. The Dead Prez tops. You want you a zombie Lincoln? You want a Dead Prez Abe tee? Go get that. You want a dead prez George T? Andy, go get you a bin, man. Cool shit. Listen, I want to show you all a clip of a live that I did not too long ago, maybe a couple days ago, where I experienced extreme Karening. Is that the proper word for it? An extreme Karenifying, an extreme Karenization. I was attacked by Karen. I was defamed by Karen. Lady, let me give you some context. I was in the middle of a talk with another gentleman, very calm with this gentleman. We were getting along. Even though we disagreed, we were getting along. We were having a good conversation. He was complaining about feeling like he was talked mean to by other black people. And I was just trying to explain that, listen, when you get in these situations, they're going to be sensitive situations. Even though you don't recognize how painful it is for black folks to have their white counterparts not understand their plight, that doesn't mean that I'm not sure what the fuck that was. Even though you may not understand that your black counterparts are experiencing pain when you don't understand what's going on, that doesn't mean that that pain isn't very real. And it takes us a little bit of empathy and a little bit of understanding in order to really get involved in these conversations. The stop talking about race crowd has no idea how difficult they are. Absolutely no idea how difficult they are. And so a white woman, a very dangerous white woman, who I suspect understands how dangerous she is, but she comes up and she immediately starts haranguing me, telling me that I'm a terrible person, blah, 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 not misinterpreting the conversation between the gentleman and I. And so I want you all to give this a listen. Put that right there. All right, we're going to go. Viola. Voila. Viola. Vuvuzela. Venezuela. Vicky Valancourt.
Yes.
So one of my mods brought you up here to speak to me. Why is that?
I don't speak for your mods. I don't know.
If you had to take a guess.
I would say because I typed in the comments that you should feel embarrassed for trying to claim the history of your ancestors. You were not enslaved. You didn't.
This talking point is so harmful. One, it makes the assumption that people are trying to act like they were enslaved, right? Enslaved. Two, it's like, wait, hold on. If the things that happened in my past affect the way I live today, I should be allowed to account for that. This is a thought-canceling cliche. This is meant to shut down any conversation that has anything to do with race. It's extremely harmful. I hate this talking point.
Experience any of that. So to say we and us, how do you not feel embarrassed?
I am clutching my
like
pearls.
That?
My pearls
Clutch
are
'em.
clutched. I want you. Do you recognize how condescending? Now I am being condescending because this is unnecessary, and so I'm doing my best Karen impersonation. So I want you all to bear with me.
Clutch them.
I'm clutching them.
You should. You're pathetic.
Oh my goodness!
And I've listened to your lives for quite some time now.
And I've got a right mind to tell you, Supersolid.
And I
you should just be
listening to you.
Absolutely, because I know everyone in this building, Supersolid. And let me tell you something. You are not a part of this, a resident in this apartment.
Do you have any pride?
And also,
seriously,
another thing. My husband is the chief of police, and I will call him to come. Where's your key fob? What apartment number do you stay in? Do you have a permit for that barbecue pit? Viola, listen.
Yes,
you just don't like black people.
Of course you would say that.
No, well, it's the truth, Viola.
You don't know me. You have no idea. You sound absurd. I
notice how she didn't say she does like black people. You don't know me. You can't prove that I don't like black people.
Specifically,
what do you mean you don't have that book in stock? What do you mean you don't have that book in stock? You're the Barnes and Noble. You're supposed to have all the books. Viola.
Yes?
I'm sure that in any other instance you're a sweetheart. I'm almost positive you are. right? That's cap. I don't think she's a pleasant lady at all. That can't possibly be you're just harassing random black people on the internet. You're not. It's just that when it comes to topics like this, you say some of the nastiest things I've ever heard.
Please name one nasty thing that I've said.
You told me I should be ashamed of myself for claiming my ancestors' legacy.
Absolutely, you should be.
Wait, why
That's
should
not
I be
nasty. You
shaming my
speaking
ancestors'
to the man
legacy?
that was on before me,
Excuse me,
and
Viola?
talking to him as
Viola,
if he
I don't need a
should claim
tirade.
responsibility
I don't need
for
a
things he's never done.
What in the world? What are you talking about?
That
Now
is
you're just saying
exactly
stuff
what you
that
were
didn't
saying
happen.
to him.
Now you're just lying. Why would you lie, Viola?
Well, please set me straight. That's not what you were saying. You
No, I
weren't
think he should be
insinuating to
prepared.
him
No.
that guilty.
It's your turn. Go ahead.
You weren't insinuating to him that as
No,
a white
I wasn't.
man, he should feel responsible for
No.
things that have happened in the past.
No. Is that what you wanted to hear, Viola?
That's what I heard.
Is that what you wanted me to say? That you should feel responsible for what happened in the past? Ooh, is that what?
Please set me straight.
So what happened is you didn't understand what was happening,
I understood
but
perfectly.
still were angry at me. Why is that? What is it about me that would make you so upset that you was about to ask for a manager, Viola?
The fact that you use the word we when you are referencing slaves.
Am I not my mother's child?
No, you're not.
Am I not I'm not my mother's child? The thing that bugs me is somebody will see this and they will empathize with her. They will see a white woman, right, with a very soft voice, who's honestly being extremely vitriolic. This is nasty behavior. This is nasty behavior, right? Where I could never act like this and not be called some sort of racist or miscreant or something like that. This breaks my heart. I'm gonna ask you one more time. See, because your anger gets the best of you. Because now you're not even making sense. Am I not my mother's child?
You are your mother's child.
Thank you. You know what's going on is you are being mean and abusive, and you are harassing and haranguing me right now. And
Because you feel that you can be mean and abusive to white
I am not mean to anyone, Viola.
Absolutely,
The fact that you would paint me out like that just because I'm black makes me feel like you just don't
because
like
you're black. Woe is you. Woe is you.
There you go. You can't even see me as a human. You can't even recognize the damage and the harm that you're doing to a black man because you just don't like black
man.
people.
I don't care if you're black. You
Yes, you
specifically
do.
as a man.
Yes, you do.
You're not
Yes, you
likable.
do. Yes, you do. Oh, no. Viola,
As if you are a
Viola,
slave
stop.
yourself.
Stop.
Yet you haven't experienced
stop.
any of that.
What
and you
I am
think you
doing,
can sit
Viola.
there.
Okay, so you're the real educator. Teach me about racism right now, and it better be good.
I don't need to teach you about racism.
Because you can't. I bet you can't. I bet you
I never
10
claimed
lollipops
to.
you can't do it.
Never claimed to.
Exactly. So then why don't you sit back?
But I can
let me
exercise
pluck this
common
chicken
sense.
and you watch the feathers fly. Okay? Let the man who's done the reading. It's the indignation. It's the sense of entitlement that she would come up and be able to tell me about myself, right? That she would think she would be able to tell me about myself, right? Without having any knowledge base in the topic that we're talking about. Research. Do the educational work. Okay.
How about don't do so much research and just use some common sense?
No, that is the worst thing you could possibly tell anybody.
Of course,
what are
it's
you
the
talking
worst
about?
thing.
Do you know what you just said to me, Viola? You just told me, stay stupid, Supersolid. That's what you just said to me. Stay ignorant,
Really, because I heard
Supersolid.
exercise.
You just told me to
common
shut up and
sense.
dribble. So we're gonna skip forward just a little bit because to recap, she has basically told me, painted me out to be aggressive, right? Lazy, claiming, asking for handouts, basically that complaining about things that aren't actually the problem, right? So I want to show you all something, part of the interaction that we have.
That part of the
I pull up a video of an interview from the civil rights era.
town, just above it. I'm going to stand up for my right.
Jim Knight with WALB Television News. We're soliciting the views of many people on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us your views?
Well, I think if they remain peaceful, it would be a lot better than perhaps the violence that would be concerned.
If they remain peaceful. if they remain peaceful, if they're just not so hostile, if they just remain peaceful. We got more, Viola.
What is your point?
You don't sound any different than these white women. Come on, keep up. Keep up, Viola. Jiminy Cricket.
Southerner, I'm not for it at all. And I just don't know how it's going to turn out. I hope we don't have any trouble.
We're soliciting opinions on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us yours?
I'm sorry, but I don't think it's the time right now. I think they have equal rights, though.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is in response to the civil rights movement. She says, I think we have equal rights. In response to asking about integration, she says, I think we have equal rights, Viola. Viola, you are no different than the women in these videos. If this were a civil rights movie, you would be one of these women. Viola, I'm gonna be candid with you. Okay, come here.
I'm going to share a secret with you. People are not a monolith.
I know that.
Do you understand that? I do not represent every
You don't
black
represent
man.
every white woman. You do resemble those white women.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, see, because this conversation is between me and you are very arrogant. And you think
I'm
that I
arrogant?
need to feel guilty for something that I never did.
The idea that in the middle of teaching about structural functionalism and the way that and racism works, to call me ignorant or arrogant in the face, or like this is something I know, right? Like imagine walking into a doctor's office and a doctor explain medicine to you, explain your illness to you, and then for you to fight him tooth and nail, to tell him that he's wrong, to tell her that she's wrong, to tell them that they're wrong about the thing that they have gone to school for 24 years. for in many cases, for 20 years, these people have gone to school. And then to call them arrogant. She called me uppity. She didn't say the word uppity, but that's what she meant. She meant uppity. Didn't nobody say nothing about you feeling guilty? Didn't nobody say none of that? What I said was, functionally, the functionalism of racism is such that black people cannot do it because of a caste system and a hierarchy that is maintained in order to exploit labor. That's what I said, Viola. And instead, you got hit. Oh, I'm such a victim. I ain't never did nothing. This mean old black man coming to get me. Oh, Sarah Page, Carolyn Bryant Dunham, there is a history of you doing this to me. You are no different than these women. You are not any different than these women. You are on the wrong side of history, Viola. You are the villain in this movie, Viola. The villain. The only way to get out of it is to accept that you have been the villain, to do the introspection, to do the education, and better yourself. Till then, I don't want to see your face or your username. Carolyn Bryant Dunham is the woman who lied on Emmett Till. Her lie led to the lynching of Emmett Till, and on her deathbed, she admitted to lying. Sarah Page is a woman who claimed she was assaulted by a black man in an elevator, and in response, white men, with the help of the United States Army, decimated a black town in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a town known as Black Wall Street. The tears of white women are so powerful that they can lead to atrocities. The tears of white women are so powerful that they can lead to massacres. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't care at this point. I don't care if I appear to be mean or, what was her word? Not uppity. What was her word? Arrogant. I don't care if I appear to be arrogant. I don't care if I appear to be volatile. At the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And not having the racial education is not an excuse anymore. If you are still behaving like this, you are wrong. This really broke my heart. I'm not even going to hold you, because we somehow, this late in the game, that maybe just we were making moves. We were taking steps in the right direction. And to know that the Carolyn Bryants and the Sarah Pages are still around is heartbreaking. Because what world am I going to leave behind to my children? I wish I had some bright ending for you. I don't want to fill you with a sense of gloom, but this is just a reality that we have to acknowledge. All power to all the people except for Ralph. Do something good for your neighbor. I love y'all.
For the